There it is, the Staples Center in Los Angeles, where we're getting set to bring you all of today's action. It's live coverage of the NBA on Monday night. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. DA, it's all you for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Sexton and Okoro are your wingmen. Mobley and Allen, the two big men inside. And it's Brunson in at the point guard position. And for Los Angeles, the guard spots filled by Jackson and George. Duncan is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Leonard in at the small forward position. Tip-off goes to the Clippers. A couple of great big men in the middle tonight, Greg. Center matchups are far from traditional these days, but this should be fun to watch.
Especially, Kevin, once you get into the small ball lineups. I mean, we've seen guys as short as P.J. Tucker play the 5.
Sexton, here's Okoro. Duncan with the block. George looking around. That bucket in no time at all.
Well, we know Kawhi will always attract lots of defensive attention, which puts him in a position to find his teammates. Pretty pass.
Now here's Brunson. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's George. 9-point game his last outing. A 3 from Leonard. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Leonard doesn't give the defense time to react. His catch-and-shoot game is on point.
And Doris, when you think of players that can turn it on for the playoffs, Kawhi Leonard certainly one of them.
I think Kawhi, because of his history as an NBA champion, understands how different the playoffs are. There's a different level of physicality, a different level of pressure, and you have to be able to rise and meet that moment, and boy, Kawhi has.
Sexton against George. Lets it go from 11. And that one hits back iron. Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Spurs.
And I credit the shot selection in that one. It's hard to stay patient, but you see the reward.
Well, typically, Greg, great decision-making leads to great shooting percentages. I thought that team played a very smart game.
And here is Okoro. Kawhi Leonard getting his 3 to go. Back to Brunson. Jacks up a 3. A shot off that time. And the Clippers will come the other way. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Well, a year ago, there was a big gap in talent between the two teams. But changes are always made, and we'll see how they match up this time around.
Now here's Leonard.
Well, nice job crashing the glass. You'd love to see that kind of effort.
Brunson scanning the floor. Jackson comes over with the double. 6 on the shot clock. Sexton against George.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
And the pass to Duncan. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Don't you love it when you've got a small forward who can pass the basketball just like Paul George did there? Makes it look easy.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Back to Allen. Poked loose. It's stolen by Duncan. Leonard, that's for 2. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. George against Sexton. Over George. The shot by Sexton, no good.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
Leonard, the pass to Duncan. There's Jackson with the 3. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Outplayed in the previous game.
Stand in and deliver from the free throw line, even in a tough environment, and they failed to do so.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubats is checked in for Robert Covington. Marcus Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Mann's checked in for George. And Eric Bledsoe subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
Well, speed is such an important weapon for Colin Sexton, and he gets to the mid-range game. Nice.
Bledsoe passes to Zubats. Back to Bledsoe. Just 5 to shoot. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Sexton with it. He's coming off a 34-point game against Sacramento.
Boy, the defense had tons of difficulty covering him. They kept putting him at the line, and he burned them.
There's the triple. The shot, no good. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection. And Los Angeles leading by 7. The team leaders, George and Leonard, are the wing. Robert Covington out there with Duncan. And it's Jackson in at the point. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
Well, they've established their presence in the paint tonight also, and a lot of their scoring coming from down low so far.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Tiny in the last game against the Spurs got the job done. He finished with 32 points, and as he always seems to do, piled up rebound after rebound. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it. He took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
One of the things I like about this guy, he's able to up the intensity whenever needed, and players really feed off his energy.
Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Cleveland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock. Markkanen kicks to Okoro. And another miss by Cleveland. Los Angeles leading by 9. Pass to Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
There's just so much force that Kawhi plays with. It is what allows him to rise up and put it down with authority.
Now, here's Okoro. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Kings in Sacramento. Here's Brunson. He feeds it to Markkanen. Duncan with the block, and he recovers it. And here's Duncan. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Up next for them is the Pacers in Indianapolis. Hit the road with that, the first of a 5-game run. Pass to Covington. Duncan left side. And the dunk by Duncan.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
To the paint. Markkanen passes to Allen. Duncan with some nice D. And so it's Los Angeles looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their strategy has been... Big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Tipping off the second half, here's J.B. Bickerstaff's 5. Mobley and Allen, the two big men inside. Sexton and Okoro are your wingmen. And it's Brunson in at the 1 spot. Leonard, that's for 2. And it falls over the rim and in. Leonard's got the first basket of the second half here for the Clippers. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Sexton. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. And the dunk by Duncan. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
And the Cavaliers call time here. And Greg, you look at the power that Kawhi Leonard plays with.
Kawhi makes great use of that strength on the wing.
And Cleveland making a change here. Valentine's checked in. Sexton kicks to Okoro. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
That's his first
Robert Covington picks one up. It's his first trip to the line.
He's been doing really nice work at the line. 83%.
A different look for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Robert Covington. Mann subbed in for Paul George. And Cleveland also making a change. Love's checked in. Leonard finds Jackson. Wants to get it to Duncan, and does. Here's Leonard, and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Leonard's got 12 in the game. Outside, Sexton. Looking to get it going. Duncan with the block.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Kawhi Leonard keeps it simple. He says, I'm trying to be the best player I can be. I'm happy with what I've done in my career, and I'm just going to keep on from there. It's not about being famous. It's about playing basketball and having fun on the floor. Well, he is famous, Kevin, and he remains focused.
Agreed, David. It has served him well. Thank you.
Well, you think back to draft day in 2011. It was quiet then. It became loud as his career went on. But the Spurs get the draft rights to Kawhi Leonard on that day for George Hill. Incredible.
Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Jackson. And Cleveland also making a change. Windler's checked in. Here's Sexton, and the rejection by Zubac. Stolen by Zubac. Duncan, the pass to Leonard. Los Angeles with a fresh shot clock. Count that one. 14 points for Duncan.
I am simply blown away by his accuracy. He has made every shot, and what's most important, his team is winning.
Here's Windler. He's covered by Brown. Here's Love. Up and in on the layup. Love's got his second basket of the game.
We know this about Kevin Love. Contact will not deter him.
Into the lane. Cavaliers with the rebound.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Windler, the pass to Valentine. Down low. Second shot opportunity. Duncan with the block. And here's Los Angeles. They're on a 12-3 run. 1:19 left in the third quarter of the game. It's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries.
Wow. And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Sexton with it. Picked up by Brown.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
There's 47 seconds left in the third. Zubac the pass to Duncan. He gets it in there. And that's 18 points for Duncan.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Valentine dishes to Okoro. There's another block. You've got to have him. Outside the wings are George and Leonard. Duncan is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jackson and at the point guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. and an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for the Clippers.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
Yeah, and something else that served them well are all the turnovers they've caused and the points that have come along with those.
Just 4 to shoot. Love can't hit. Los Angeles leading by 21. Outside, George. Outside, Leonard. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Jackson, and it's sent back by Allen.
This guy is a sensational shot blocker. Jared Allen twice on the pipes.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Clippers.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
Cavaliers
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win. A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was
For Duncan.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
Johnson outside. Defended by Sexton. That one, no good. So Cleveland will take it the other way. Here's Okoro. Excellent D there from Bledsoe. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And that one drops for them.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home.
Folks, for Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony.
Ryan, as the NBA pivots away from the post and towards the perimeter, we're seeing more teams employ three-guard lineups to great effect, trading some size for skill. We'll see if the trend continues, but guys, for now, it seems that even if there's only one ball, having multiple ball handlers can be very effective.
Very interesting. George and Leonard at the 2 and the 3. Then it's Robert Covington. Then it's Jackson. And it's Tiny in at the 5. And for the Pacers, Brogdon and LeVert make up the backcourt. Sabonis and Turner work together inside. And it's Ingles in at the 3. And here we are, Grant, coming up on Thanksgiving. Now, when you're at the table, what's the first food you reach for?
Oh, B.A., I always go for the turkey. That's the foundation of my Thanksgiving eating. You got to start with that first and then work around that.
This offense just looks so different when Kawhi Leonard is on the floor and when he's knocking down shots like this.
George against LeVert. Back to Sabonis. Pass to LeVert. 6 to shoot. The baseline J. The rebound by Duncan. Jackson against Turner. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Turner. Leonard on the wing. Ingles defending. Leonard against Turner.
An impressive shot blocker. Turner's combination of size and timing on defense is so valuable.
To the inside. Here's Duncan. That basket is good. Off the assist from Jackson.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
The Clippers have gone 2 for 5 to start today's game. George outside. Pass to Duncan. to finish it off. A beauty.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised he didn't come up with something a little more creative. Now here's Sabonis. Playing Orlando, he was nearly unstoppable. Up top, Ingles. Sabonis, the pass to Brogdon. 6 on the shot clock. Over Jackson. Brogdon with the bucket.
A good job there. Brogdon doesn't need much room. Has it there from the mid-range and knocks it down.
You know, Grant, court is a familiar place for Malcolm Brogdon's family. It's just Malcolm's involves a ball instead of a gavel.
Yeah, his father Mitchell is a lawyer and a mediator. Brothers Gino and John are also both in law. And while Malcolm hasn't gone to law school, he did earn a master's degree while in college.
Here's Duncan. Oh, he missed the layup. He had it with the pump fake. Indiana trailing here. Here's Ingles. In his last outing, he had 11 points. It's LeVert on the wing. Rebound by the Clippers. This game coming on the heels of their win versus the Cavaliers.
They were allowed to ramp up their offense as the defense they faced was barely present.
Yeah, with the defense struggling like that, I think they just stayed with a healthy, consistent pace to get that win.
Here's LeVert. After the Clippers picking up a basket just a moment ago. Out to the wing. Here's Turner. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
And they're able to recover. And that one's good. Covington.
And Covington knows his game. Has a great understanding for when he should look to shoot it.
Indiana on offense. They trail by 7. Turner. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
Willing passers, unselfish play. You have to appreciate this kind of offense.
Pass to Duncan. Back to Leonard. 58 seconds left in the first. To the middle. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Well, when you get into a system, your first system in the league where you share the ball, Kawhi Leonard keeping his head up and finding the open man.
George against LeVert. Pass to Turner. The 3. The shot, no good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Covington with it. And the Clippers again with a bucket.
Covington knocking one down and showing some confidence in his ability.
Outside Brogdon. Here's LeVert. George defending. The ball's knocked loose. Leonard on the wing. This one for 3. Drains it. Now he's 3 for 5.
And they're behind right now because they're failing to play quality defense. It's that simple.
Now LeVert. There's the drive. It's tipped. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers, now holding a 12-point lead at quarter's end. Brogdon looking to work it around, Grant.
Yeah, and he's very steady with the ball. He looks to run the offense, but won't take undue risk.
Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this game. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Clippers team out there.
Just excellent first quarter defense. They've been really getting after it.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
Malcolm Brogdon out there with T.J. McConnell. Then it's O'Shea Brissett, and it's Duarte in at the small forward position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers.
Thanks. Well, Tiny in their last game against the Cavaliers was tremendous. He added 24 points, and they can count on him to protect the rim. He was an enforcer in that one. He was focused, very productive. The team leaned on him all night. Guys?
It really was some night for him. He couldn't have been much better, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., there was nothing they could do to contain him. Once he got rolling, it was game on.
And sometimes you can just look at a guy and you see the confidence that he's playing with. That's what I like best.
He's just an aggressive finisher there inside.
Hey, when you got bounce like that, you feel like you can take on anybody. Here's McConnell. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Grant, you played almost 2 decades in the league. What do you think some of the biggest highlights of your career were?
Really just, playing on some great teams with great players. The relationship
Turned out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. It's been one outstanding game from Kawhi Leonard.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Checking out the group for Ty Lue to start the second half. The 1-2 punch of George and Kawhi on the perimeter. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Robert Covington. And it's Tiny in at the center position. And he drops the first. Both shots good from the strike. Jackson against Brogdon. Pass to LeVert. They had a number of cracks at it. Just came away empty-handed. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Malcolm Brogdon.
First team foul.
That's his first foul of the game.
These calls can be so difficult for officials to make.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
Yeah, obviously he had the shot well anticipated, able to shut it down with authority. When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
To the paint. Here's Turner. And then Turner with the dunk.
Very good awareness there from Malcolm Brogdon, capable of spotting the open teammate on that side of the ball. That just scrambled the defense all kinds of ways with that great initial pass.
Indiana's gotten 3 of their 7 threes to find the net in this matchup. Outside, Ingles. Pass to LeVert. Ooh, ripped away. George against LeVert. Covington with it. Kicks it out to Jackson. 3-pointer. They get it back. Here's Duncan. And he goes in for the dunk.
And this is something he does all too well. Great position for the putback there.
And I like how he doesn't think twice about passing it out. Just going right for the slam.
Well, his competitiveness right now is why the teammates love him.
Brogdon against Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Ingles. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Here's Sabonis. Rebound by the Clippers. They've led by as many as 14. And after this game wraps up, they're off to New York to take on the Knicks. That'll be just the second road game of 5 in a row.
Yeah, they've only missed 1 out of their first 5 shots here in the second half, guys. Their offense really moving well, ball snapping, and the shooting looks to be in great rhythm.
Here's LeVert, tipped, and it's out of bounds to Indiana. Both teams deciding to change it up.
Clippers substitution.
Second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. Just 5 to shoot. From deep. Indiana again missing.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-up, so maybe just a step too far.
Ooh, putting on a show for the fans, going up for the graceful reverse.
Oh, that had a little extra sauce on it, Grant. LeVert passes to Sabonis. Now Turner.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Pass to LeVert. Here's Sabonis. And it's in there.
Well, Sabonis can play there on the block. That's where he did a lot of damage in college, so him working inside, that's a good sign.
Down low. Here's Duncan. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Hey, man, I don't care who you're a fan of. You love seeing a reverse slam like that one.
That's the kind of dunk that builds reputations. And with Paul George, Grant, Brissett. Here's Duarte. The rebound by Duncan.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
And he jams it home with authority.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. Pass to Duarte. He's guarded by Zubats. To the wing, right side. Brissett. Off the mark there with a three. Now Los Angeles with it. They're on a 14-4 run. Here's Brown. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Brown's got 6.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Three-pointer is up from Brogdon. Counted from distance. 9 points in the game.
Well, Brogdon just has a great feel as to when he should shoot it. Most of the time it's in rhythm and within the offense.
Shoots from 12. He hits the back iron and sinks it. And the Clippers lead by 14.
Since half, there's been a stark contrast between these teams. I'm talking about efficiency at the offensive end.
Yeah, this team did something in halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half.
And offensive approach for Los Angeles.
They haven't backed away from running and gunning at any point, but their legs still look fresh.
Well, looking up and down the stat sheet here, I'm seeing those second chance points jump out at me. They've done a great job on the offensive glass.
And Brent, you were a dunk contest champion in 1996. So when you think of the all-time great dunkers, who's the first person that comes to mind?
I have to go with Vince Carter, probably during my time, the most explosive dunk artist in-game that I've ever seen. But if you go through history, we know the likes of Dominique Wilkins and Dr. J. There's been many high flyers and many skywalkers, and we appreciate all of them.
We've got O'Shea Brissett. Karis LeVert is out there with T.J. McConnell. Then it's Domantas Sabonis. That's the 5 for the Pacers. Bledsoe against McConnell.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
It's LeVert on the wing. No good! Had a chance to end the run there. Pass to George. Here's Duncan. He's guarded by Sabonis. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
McConnell passes to LeVert. Looking to get back on track. Oh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Clippers.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, B.A., just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And this will get marked down as their 16th win of the year.
And with this one all but in the record books, they set the tone in the first of what will be only 2 meetings between these teams.
Here's Duncan. He's marked by McConnell. And stolen by McConnell. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's deflected. They retain possession. Inside. Pass to Duncan. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
You got to give them respect. They're doing everything they can to close this out.
Love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock.
Just showing some tremendous authority controlling the boards. Love it.
Sort of reminding me of a little Ben Wallace action here from his years with the Pistons. He's been that much of a force rebounding the ball.
And they came in here with some attitude, and it brought out their best play.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
So no problem for the Clippers as they get the win.
Shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
They used to sell CDs.